Hello, everyone. You're watching Over Under here on KTV2. My name is Hussein Jawahari, and this is your show where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games. And today, I am joined by a special guest joining me for the first time to discuss a very interesting franchise. I'm joined by Farah. Hi, Farah.
Hi.
It's really lovely to have you here in the studio and to discuss a franchise that you picked, that you wanted to talk about, which is interesting.
It was between this and another franchise, and honestly, the other franchise is not me. So, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
You're all going to die down here.
We're talking about Resident Evil, starring someone who I have difficulty saying her name, Mila Jovovich. Is that how you say her name?
I think so.
I got it. Okay. So we're going to talk about the franchise. What we normally do here is talk about like single movies one by one, but we're doing franchises now. And when we do a franchise, I ask the guest an important question. So now, and with that question I'm going to ask, you're going to answer by pressing one of these two buzzers. So the question is, for people who haven't seen Resident Evil, the entire franchise, they haven't seen anyone yet.
Okay.
Would you go ahead and recommend them to watch it? In 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Okay. Well, the fact that Resident Evil is actually a game.
Yes, based on a video game, a
Franchise.
very successful
Very successful.
video game.
I think a new version or a new part just came out last year or something like that.
Yes.
Okay. But the movie franchise, the ones that we're talking about, the ones with Mila,
Yes.
they are, I would guess, if you want to kind of explain it, in an alternate reality or an alternate universe by itself. So it's still Resident Evil, but it's one that has Mila as a center character. And I still like it.
Okay.
I still like it. It's
Tell
got
me-
a story.
Yes.
It evolves, it, like goes through the flow and everything. Yes, it doesn't have, like, if you're a hardcore video game fan, you won't really like it that much. But if you watch it as a movie by itself, considering it, like, see, I don't like gore movies.
Okay.
I hate gore movies. But this is the only one I will tolerate.
Okay. So okay, let me just ask this. Did you play the video game?
Okay, so I played several of them. My older siblings are like religious players. Like they play it like
Okay.
full on. But I'll be the watching and
Yeah.
the one that will be like, yeah, go there,
Yes.
turn there. That's about it.
I'm with you on that one. I never played Resident Evil. I just sit there and watch because it scares me. It really does scare me. So it's like, I don't play scary games. I just sit there and watch. And if there's like any scenes that
Jump
happen,
scares.
like I
Yeah,
don't want to
exactly.
deal with that. Okay, so we've seen the video game. We've seen that it was definitely scary. It has this like type of darkness to it. It was gory. It was scary. Did you feel they delivered on that in the movies to capture that same feeling?
Not really, no. No. I feel okay, in that sense, it does lack. It lacks the, as you said, the jump scares. It lacks the monsters. They only had like a couple. I think they had like the liquor and then, the normal zombies and
I mean, they went crazy with the monsters at some point. They became a little bit too much. Here's my thing. When it first announced the movie and I saw the trailer, I was like, great, I want to watch that movie. Back in the day when
the CGI was horrible.
back in the day, it wasn't that bad. It was acceptable.
No.
What, even back in the day, it was bad.
It was like, I
So
don't-
how would we describe it now? Like after all the evolution of CGI,
still horrible.
It's-
It's still horrible.
Okay, so horrible CGI, and you say they didn't deliver on capturing the essence of Resident Evil. However, you still recommend
It is
people.
a classic.
Okay,
It's a classic movie. It's like I don't want to say Godfather just in case I've never
Ooh.
watched The Godfather.
Ouch.
I've never watched it.
Okay.
But like how there is people that are like a cult following. They
Yes.
love The Godfather
Yes.
1, 2, and 3.
well, I think the movie was successful. Otherwise, they wouldn't like
It was.
milk
It
it for
reached
that long because
how many? 5 movies, I think, or 6.
I think, yeah, probably 5. We're going to go through them and like one by one. But I just couldn't, like back in the day when I used to watch it, I enjoyed it. I do remember enjoying the first one. The second one, when they were in like Raccoon City,
Yeah.
it was very exciting. But then the more they did it, I was like, no, stop. It's just it's became like her character Alice Mila like I love that character. She played it really well. She was very interesting. I liked the evolution that she went through every part. As a character, she was amazing. The casting when they casted Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield,
I didn't like them.
Really, I like them.
I hated
wow,
them.
we're like so opposite. I love this episode so far.
I did not like that movie, especially when because I love the video game Chris and video game Claire.
Yeah.
I hated the actors. Like I felt that they downsized Claire and Chris. Right
yeah, I know they're not as cool as they are in the video game.
Yeah, but they made Chris as if he's butch, macho, no brains guy.
Yeah.
And in the game, you know that Chris is smart plus butch, macho.
Yes.
But like with brains.
Yeah. True.
But
true.
in the movie, they made him seem like the dumb dude that got stuck in a prison cell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get you on that one. Okay. So and then so when they were making those movies, not at any point like you watched all of them, right? Yeah. But not at any point you thought just like, oh come on, like just end it now. Just end it now. Like
okay, see that one, I think it was called not Extinction Apocalypse, so the one with Chris and and then there was the one where they introduced Leon S. Kennedy and Ada Wong. Okay. I think that was like before the last one, maybe movie number 4. I can't remember. That was when I was like, yeah, you're pushing it. And then when Wesker went Mayhem, that's also, I was just like, gone too far. But at that point, you're like, I have to watch it. I have to see how it ends.
Yes, and when they announced the final chapter, I was like, yes, we're gonna go out with the bang, give it all you got, and then it's
pretty much. It
crashed and burned. The final chapter, I was like, oh, thank God, this is the final chapter. Please don't make any more.
Exactly. That's what, like at the end of the movie, I was just like, that's just sad.
Yeah.
Sad. Like you expected it, as you said, like final chapter. We're gonna give it everything. It's gonna go out amazing, and it's just like.
Yeah, it definitely didn't deliver. And to be fair to actually kind of bash on the movie a little bit.
With all of that, I still say you have to watch him.
Really?
You have to watch him.
I wouldn't. You know what I would actually recommend? Watch the animated ones made by Capcom.
These definitely. Oh yeah, those for sure, because those go with the game.
Yes, these are just amazing.
I would not say, okay, if there is one Resident Evil movie I say not to watch, the reboot.
Yes, that one was just from the trailer I was like, nope. Yeah, it didn't work out. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do now. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna play over under the game. Okay, and we're gonna go for like every single movie. We're gonna check the rating and we're gonna see if you agree or disagree with the rating. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. And we're back from our very, very short break. Thank you for still being here with us. We were talking about Resident Evil, the franchise, and I asked Farah if you would recommend people to actually watch the franchise. She said yes, and then she bashed the franchise. It's like, I still don't get it.
I bash it, but it's a classic. It's one of those zombie apocalypse classics that you must watch. Like what other zombie apocalypse?
Yes, if you like zombies, I mean, yeah.
I don't like zombies, but like I like this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for all of the movies that got released. I think there's 6 of them. I'm gonna tell you about the rating that it got, and you would agree or disagree by pressing the buzzers. Okay. Resident Evil, the first one, released in 2002, has a rating of 33%. Do you agree or disagree? I actually disagree with you. Yeah, I mean, it deserves more. 33. I mean, the first one was actually
that is not
good.
Fair.
Yeah, that was actually
so not fair. I thought you were gonna say like around 70, 80.
Oh, you would give it up to 80.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, I would. Like now, I would down it to 60.
No, I'd still say 70. It's good 72.
Okay, fair. Okay, the second one was Resident Evil Apocalypse, released in 2004. Has a rating of 35%.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I also disagree. I also believe this should be the critics. Okay. Yeah, 35 is really low.
Yeah, that's
Very
really
low.
weird.
Okay. And then in 2007, we got Resident Evil Extension, and it has a rating of 41%. Agree or disagree?
Which one's this one again?
This one, the one in the desert where
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. I kind of agree.
yes,
I kind of
41.
agree. That one was no.
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting, to be honest. It was a bit boring. Then we got introduced to Resident Evil Afterlife, released in 2010, and it got a rating of 37%. Agree or disagree?
I still disagree. I feel
I
like
actually would agree on this one. This is the one where they did the whole 3D thing with Resident Evil, and they just like, you kept seeing things like coming at you.
See,
and
I never watched movies in 3D because I never liked the 3D.
yeah, I didn't
concept.
watch it in 3D, but because they were trying too much with the 3D, all of their scenes were just like things splattered at your face, glass, weapons, bullets, and you're just sitting there, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but if you don't watch it in 3D, it's like a normal.
Yeah, but it's still, you have stuff like, just being
Yeah,
pushed
yeah,
at towards the screen, all the time.
True.
Okay. And then in 2012, Resident Evil Retribution got a rating of 39%. I would actually agree
Yeah,
on
I
that one.
agree. I
This is
agree
where
on this
she
one.
like unlocked her full superpowers, and she was like
the
a super.
Yeah, exactly, with the satellite and all
Yes,
that.
that was a bit too much for me. Yeah. Here I was like, come on, just
Yeah.
end it. Okay, so again, then 2016, Resident Evil, the final chapter, got a rating of 49%. I would actually disagree on that one, and I would give it
Wait, let me see. The final chapter. You said 43?
49.
49.
I disagree
Yeah, I disagree too.
because you want to give it.
That's lower.
Okay, we got a delay action with the buzzer. You want to go lower?
I want to go lower.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
wanna go
yes,
lower.
yeah. I would give it 14.
Yeah, see, these guys, like the ending, as you said, like the last couple movies, I wouldn't mind them going lower, but the
Yeah,
first couple,
the first two
they
were really good,
deserve
and
higher.
I remember in the second one where they introduced, I forgot the name of
Jill
the character,
Valentine.
and yeah, Jill Valentine,
Yeah,
and
and-
that monster who keeps going stars.
Yes.
That freaks me
he
out.
He was the guy from, I think it was David or something from part 1.
Yeah, and
So he turned.
and he
yeah.
turned, but the thing that I didn't like with him when the fight scene happened, it was like a hand-to-hand combat sort of fight scene with Mila and that guy. I was like, it should be more of a chase, I'm gonna rip your head off type of.
Exactly.
you
Because
know?
like in the games, you would run away. And,
Yes,
like, use
you
guns.
don't go
and
face to face
You
with
never
them.
go
and it's
face
like,
to face with those monsters, but they kind of did.
she's like high kicked him, spinning back fist, and all that stuff, like UFC stuff. It's like, come on. Okay, so we agree that it started off well, and then
Yes.
it bombed.
It just,
If they would make, I mean, they already did a reboot, but
and I hated the reboot.
if they would make another reboot and they would bring Mila back again, I was like, let's start over the franchise. Highly unlikely, by the way, just putting it out there.
I think that'd be too much because
Yeah.
like she's that's it. She's like sent it off to someone else to have to do
Yeah.
another reboot.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, it's
who
overplayed.
anyone in your head that would be perfect for that role? I like that actress from Hawkeye and Black Widow, the blonde girl. I forgot her name.
Oh yeah. Okay, I
Put
can't
that
remember.
in the Resident Evil franchise. I
Yeah.
think she would do very well. And I think with the approach that they're taking the video games with Resident Evil Village and all these other, like the one in the cabin and then
Yeah.
that scary house, do
See,
those as movies.
Scare me way more than the actual original games.
Yeah.
Because they are like, I can see myself actually in them. Whereas the first kind of games, you kind of like, you still play a character and everything, but those I can definitely see myself getting lost in a cabin trying to work my way out, and I'll just cry in a corner.
It's scary. I would never. I mean, the ones, even now, if you would give me Resident Evil, the first one on PlayStation, I believe, when it got released, and you'd be like, play it, and it's like pixelated, like it still scares me. I don't like being chased by other people in video games. It scares me. But I believe at some point they would probably redo Resident Evil because it's such
They did, but it bombed. Because like, okay, look, I don't have any issues, but like when we're used to the character, so we're used to Leon S. Kennedy looking a certain way. We're used to Jill Valentine being a certain way, and all that. And so when they did the reboot, they kind of changed the narrative. they kind of wanted to give it a different narrative. They changed the character backgrounds and everything. And I was just like, no, just start a new story. I hate when they do a reboot and they try to change the original characters. I'd rather be like, the effort that you put into making like old characters and just changing their background, you could have just made a new character by himself and just gone in a different approach. It's in the same reality. You keep it the same, but it's like new characters that we can actually relate to.
Yeah.
Rather than changing the originals and trying to erase what they were.
And I believe with the casting, what they tried to do is get all these like young people to attract the young audience. But to us, the hardcore fans would look at them as like, he's in the SWAT team. He looks like in high school or something. You couldn't believe even like with the casting that they did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what annoyed me. I was just like, okay, for example, because I am a hardcore Leon S. Kennedy fan.
Yeah.
So I am all for the white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired Mr. America kind of look that they gave him. And then when you see the reboot and you see how they've changed him, and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Just put a new character. I'm all for if you had given this character a different name and just being like, he's the second lost cousin of Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah.
He is a relative of Kennedy.
Yes.
Like a different thing. I would have supported that instead of you being like, this is Leon S. Kennedy. He's a screw up.
Yeah.
But he's trying to make his way through stars. And I was just like, no.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work out for me either. Well, okay, let's just take another quick break now and come back and do a segment called What You Don't Know. We'll be right back. And we're back. Welcome to Over Under. We're talking about Resident Evil, the entire franchise by Mila Jovovich. And again,
we kind of did jump out of it.
we did, yeah. But we try to focus on Mila and the franchise. And we did give her praise on her being great at the role.
She was awesome.
But the way they just ended the franchise was just bad. However, we're going to do a segment now called What You Don't Know. And we're going to just go over some facts that we probably didn't know about Resident Evil. Okay, the first fact that we have, the makeup department and crew had a hard time dealing with the dogs who kept licking the zombie makeup, blood, and meat off of themselves.
Oh, that's cute.
I thought they were CGI dogs, weren't they? Like, so they're actually
in the first movie,
real dogs licking like the makeup off.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, you can't make a dog look that scary while he's licking his face. Okay. The second fact we have, all the minor cuts and bruises on Mila Jovovich's character are real.
Yeah.
No makeup was applied. Really? She was like hurt?
Yeah.
A lot?
She did most of her stunts. That's what I know. Like she did.
Wow.
She usually does all her stunts.
So like that expression that you would get from her when she's actually getting hurt, she's actually getting hurt.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Fact number 3, the suit for Nemesis weighed in excess of 60 pounds.
Oh, is that the guy that saw?
I think so. Stuntman Matthew J. Taylor could only stay in it for periods of up to 15 minutes before it got too hot. Oh, they gave him like, I think, probably Nemesis was stars because he was huge.
Yeah, it was full on.
To put an actor under all of that, 15 minutes is even like a lot of time.
Exactly.
All right. This is for the extension one. Conscious decision was made early on to make this the bloodiest of the Resident Evil films, while still no one remembers it. I added that at the end. Sorry.
I'm trying to remember which one is extinction.
So all that blood was like for nothing. Sorry, guys. Okay. We got another one. During filming, Mila Jovovich accidentally shot out a $100,000 camera. That's in Afterlife.
Wow. No, I did not know that.
But they were using real bullets that she shot a camera?
Probably blanks, but still like.
And then just shattered the glass or something. Yeah. Probably. Well, she's getting all the cuts and bruises, you can just, let go of $100,000. All right, the last fact that we have, the first shot in the movie of Alice rising from the water is entirely CGI. And that was in Retribution. All I know, I would give them props because I know making CGI water is really difficult. Like I've seen a lot of like people work in
I would imagine
special effects.
Like the character themselves would be different.
Like I think they made the entire thing.
Wow.
Probably.
That would take a lot of effort.
CGI water is definitely difficult. Okay, these are all the facts that we have for our episode today. Anything else you want to add about the franchise before we wrap up?
It's really good franchise. No, it's not. It started out good. It ended badly, but it is worth watching. It's one of those franchises that you have to watch it.
Okay, so you would want people now to sit and watch 6 movies,
Yes.
while 2 only are good.
Yes.
Okay, you're being mean to the
No,
fans.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean.
Just,
It's just like what do you call it? Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Star Wars.
These are awesome franchises that you're mentioning right now.
The Star Wars prequels.
I love the prequels.
Really?
Yes. Oh, we're going to do an episode with her again about Star Wars. This is amazing. Okay. This is for another episode because we're disagreeing on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And normally with AJ, I didn't disagree a lot. We're like
Okay.
BFFs,
Yeah.
as everyone knows. but with you, I love that we actually go back and forth. So we're definitely going to do other episodes. Star Wars.
The prequels.
Love them.
Okay.
All right, you guys. This is all the time that we have in our episode. Thank you, Farah, for
Thank
joining
you for
us in
having
this
me.
episode. It was so much fun. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hussein Jawaki on the mic. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.